Today was Do Our Favorite Things Day at Arthur's house, the best day of the year. The sun was shining, the air was filled with excitement, and everyone in the house woke up with a smile, knowing they could spend the whole day doing what made them happiest. Each family member had their own plans. Some wanted to read, others to bake, and a few just wanted to play games or listen to music. Everyone could do exactly what they loved most, all day long, without any interruptions or chores to worry about. Arthur woke up grinning, his heart fluttering with anticipation. Today he could tap dance as much as he wanted, and nothing could stop him. He stretched his arms wide, feeling the morning sunlight warm his face, and hopped out of bed with a bounce in his step. He put on his favorite yellow sweater and shiny black tap shoes, tying the laces tight. The shoes felt just right, and the sweater was as bright as his mood. He loved the way the tap shoes clicked on the floor, promising a day full of rhythm and fun. Tap, tap, tappity tap. The sound echoed in his room, making him giggle. He tried out a few new steps he'd been practicing, spinning and hopping, his laughter mixing with the cheerful tapping. He imagined putting on a big show for his friends and family, the spotlight shining down as everyone clapped and cheered. In his mind, he was the star of the stage, dazzling the audience with every move. Arthur tapped his way downstairs, shoes clicking cheerfully on each step. The rhythm followed him like a happy song, echoing through the house and making even the walls seem to dance along. DW was in the living room, flipping through a cookie recipe book, her brow furrowed in concentration as she searched for the perfect treat to bake. She wanted today to be extra special, too.
Arthur, stop making all that noise. You're going to shake the whole house apart.
Arthur just smiled and spun, letting the music in his head carry him away. He knew DW secretly liked his dancing, even if she pretended to be annoyed. I can't, DW. It's Do Our Favorite Things Day, and tap dancing is my favorite thing, he called back, his voice full of joy. He tapped over to the window, looking out at the sunny backyard, picturing his friends arriving soon. The grass looked extra green, and the sky was a perfect blue, just right for a day of fun. Francine would want to play sports, racing around the yard with endless energy. Buster would want snacks, already dreaming of cookies and lemonade at the picnic table. And Brain would have a science experiment ready, with bubbling beakers and colorful potions, eager to show everyone something amazing. Arthur did a happy tap by the window, heart thumping with excitement for the magical day ahead. He couldn't wait to share his favorite thing with his friends and family, knowing that today, everyone's dreams could come true. The doorbell rang, and Arthur tapped over to open it. Brain arrived, not with a science kit, but a fishing pole and tackle box.
Hi, Arthur. I'm ready for fishing, my favorite thing.
Arthur grinned and did a quick shuffle. Francine skidded up on her bike, soccer ball under her arm.
Who's ready for soccer? I'm going to score some goals. DW appeared with her cookbook.
I'm baking the best cookies ever. Arthur's dad came out with a picnic basket.
My favorite thing is eating sandwiches in the sunshine.
Everyone scattered to start their fun. Dad set up a picnic. DW marched to the kitchen. Francine headed to the garden, and Brain walked to the pond. Arthur stayed in the yard, tapping away, feeling like the star of his own musical. The sun was warm, his shoes sang, and his favorite people were nearby. Arthur spun, eyes closed, feeling pure joy. Arthur, lost in his dancing, tried a new move, backward shuffle with a hop. Crunch! He stepped on Brain's fishing pole, bending it with a crack.
My fishing pole.
Brain rushed over, but the tip was broken. Arthur's face turned red. Oh, Brain, I'm so sorry, I didn't see it. Brain looked sadly at his ruined pole. Arthur wished he could fix it. Suddenly, the air shimmered and a puff of purple smoke appeared, smelling like grape juice. Out of the smoke floated Binky Barnes, dressed as a genie.
Did someone say sorry and need a wish? I'm here to grant 3 wishes.
Arthur and Brain stared, stunned.
You're a genie?
That's right. Since Arthur apologized, Brain gets 3 wishes.
Brain looked at the genie, his broken pole, and Arthur's sad face. An idea began to form. Brain thought he could wish for a new pole, but Arthur looked so sorry.
For my first wish, I wish Arthur's tap shoes would dance by themselves so he can have the best day ever.
Binky snapped his fingers. Golden sparkles fell on Arthur's shoes. Arthur's feet danced on their own, performing amazing moves.
For my second wish, I wish I could tap dance like Arthur so we can dance together. Binky snapped again. Silver sparkles and tap shoes appeared on Brain's feet. Brain and Arthur danced together, their shoes clicking in harmony. Everyone stopped to watch the magical dance show. DW peeked from the kitchen, Francine stood up, and Dad paused mid-sandwich.
It was the most amazing Do Our Favorite Things day ever. The yard was filled with laughter and music. For a moment, everything felt perfect. But magic has a way of getting out of hand. While Arthur and Brain danced, DW faced a problem in the kitchen. She'd forgotten the sugar flowers for her cookies.
What's wrong, DW?
No flowers for my cookies and the store's too far.
Brain, feeling generous, danced to the window.
Don't worry, DW, I can fix that. Binky, for my third wish, I wish for flowers for DW.
Binky nodded, snapped his fingers, and poof! A cold wind blew in. Instead of sugar flowers, snow fell from the ceiling, covering everything.
Snow? I wanted flowers, not snow. My cookies are ruined.
Brain's jaw dropped. His wish had gone haywire. Being in charge of wishes was suddenly a lot harder. He had to fix this. Brain panicked. He'd used his last wish, but Binky shrugged.
Sometimes a genie can fix a mistake with a little extra magic.
Please get rid of the snow and give DW her flowers.
Binky snapped his fingers. The snow vanished, replaced by a bowl of sugar flowers. DW squealed with delight. But the magic drifted outside, landing in Francine's garden. Suddenly, flowers exploded everywhere. Roses, daisies, tulips, all growing wildly.
Wow, look at all the flowers.
The garden became a wild, magical jungle. Francine could barely move without stepping on a blossom.
Okay, that's enough flowers.
Brain groaned. His attempts to help just made things crazier. Magic didn't follow any rules. He started to wish for a quiet, normal day. Being a genie's helper was stressful. Meanwhile, Arthur's dad tried to enjoy his picnic.
Can you make my dad's sandwiches extra special? Maybe tiny shapes?
Binky wiggled his fingers. Blue smoke drifted over the basket. Dad unwrapped a sandwich. Now it was the size of his thumb. All the sandwiches were tiny triangles, squares, and circles. Dad smiled and gave a thumbs up, but it wasn't the lunch he'd hoped for. Brain saw the tiny food and sighed. Another wish gone sideways. This genie business was definitely not his favorite thing. Brain felt exhausted by all the magic and chaos swirling around him. His head spun with the memory of every wish, every sparkly mishap, and every wild surprise that had happened since he'd become the genie's helper. It was fun at first, but now he just wanted a break. Arthur was still tap dancing uncontrollably, his magical shoes clicking and clacking across the floor, making everyone giggle and gasp. DW had her cookies, crumbs trailing behind her as she darted around, delighted with her treat. Francine held a giant bouquet, the flowers so big they nearly covered her face, and she beamed with pride at her magical prize. Pal had a magical bone that glowed with every wag of his tail, and he pranced around showing it off to anyone who would look. And Dad, well, he had a tray of the tiniest sandwiches anyone had ever seen, each one a perfect little bite of magic. Everyone gathered in the yard, which was now a colorful, magical mess. Flowers everywhere, sparkles in the grass, and a few shoes stuck in the bushes. Laughter and chatter filled the air, but Brain felt a little out of place. Brain just wanted to be himself again, without all the magical responsibilities weighing him down.
Binky, I don't want to be the genie's helper anymore. It's too much work and I miss just being me. I thought magic would make everything easier, but it's actually made things a lot more complicated.
Being in charge of magic isn't for everyone, Brain. Sometimes the best magic is just being yourself and enjoying the little things. It's okay to just be yourself. You don't have to be magical to be special.
Brain felt relieved, like a heavy weight had been lifted from his shoulders. He could finally breathe and enjoy the moment. His favorite thing was just being Brain. Curious, thoughtful, and surrounded by friends who cared about him, magic or not.
But what about Arthur's shoes in the wild garden? We can't just leave everything in a magical mess, can we?
Everyone looked at Binky, their eyes wide with hope and anticipation, wishing for one last bit of magic to set things right and bring the day to a gentle close. They were ready for their day to be a little less chaotic, to return to normal, and to remember the fun without all the mess. It was time for a grand finale, a magical moment that would bring everyone together and wrap up their adventure with a smile. The friends agreed. One last wish to bring their magical day to a peaceful, happy close, and to remind them that sometimes the best magic is friendship. Binky smiled, ready to help his friends one more time, knowing that this wish was the most important of all. The magic show needed its ending. Everyone waited, hopeful and excited, for the final magical moment that would make everything right again.
I have just enough magic left for one last wish, one final chance to set everything right before my magic is all gone. I wish for Arthur's shoes to stop dancing, so he can finally rest his tired feet and join his friends. And I wish for all the extra magic to gently fade away, leaving only happy memories behind.
With a joyful clap, the genie sent a shimmering wave of light across the yard. The magic sparkled and danced, swirling around everyone. Arthur's shoes stopped tapping and with a twinkle, turned back into his favorite sneakers. Dad's sandwiches, which had grown to a silly size, shrank back to normal, and the garden, once wild with magic, settled into peaceful calm. Pal's giant bone shrank down to a squeaky toy, just the right size for a happy dog. Only the sugar flowers and magical bouquets remained, sparkling in the sunlight as sweet souvenirs of their adventure. All thank you, Binky.
And thank you, Brain, for your clever ideas and for helping us when things got tricky. Even if things got a little wild and unpredictable, it turned out to be the most exciting, surprising day any of us could remember. Next time, maybe I'll stick to science experiments. At least they don't turn sandwiches giant or make shoes dance.
Goodbye, everyone. Thank you for letting me share this magical day with you. Happy Do Our Favorite Things Day. May you always find magic in the things you love.
The friends gathered close in the sunny yard, sharing sandwiches, laughter, and stories about their magical adventure. They munched on cookies and admired their sugar flowers, each one a reminder of the fun they'd had together. Arthur realized that while tap dancing was his favorite thing, sharing laughter and magic with friends was even better. Spending a magical day with friends and family made every moment brighter and more special. They all agreed, as the sun set on their adventure, that it was a day they'd never forget. The end.